What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Prop Wiz. I'm your host, Wiz. Today, we're going to be chopping it up once again about a release from Hot Toys. They just announced their 1/6 scale figure of the Flash from the upcoming, or as of now, the upcoming Flash movie. Now, they made the announcement last night. I didn't catch the news until this morning because I'm a grown man that goes to sleep early, but I got the news nonetheless. Let's go ahead and hop in and see what we got, all right? First of all, I follow them on Facebook, so that's where I mostly get most of the announcements from. They did post some pictures on there with a description saying, "Are you ready? Everyone's favorite Scarlet Speedster is finally making his way to the big screen. The Flash, aka Barry Allen, pushes the limits of his power, trying to travel back in time in order to change the events of the past. However, his attempt to save his family inadvertently alters the future. Barry becomes trapped in a reality which General Zod has returned, threatening annihilation, and there are no superheroes to turn to." Okay, description of the movie, we already know that. Adding on to the Flash collection, Hot Toys is thrilled to bring you the newest 1/6 scale The Flash collectible figure ahead of the movie's official release. Thrilled to bring you the newest 1/6. See, they playing games with this one. Hot Toys made an announcement before the upcoming release, but y'all ain't bring us the figure, man. We ain't got the figure in our hand before the official release. But I get it. I'm cool. Happy for the announcement. Can't wait for the figure. All right. Inspired by the appearance of Ezra Miller as the Flash, his costume beautifully tailored in classic red scheme, the Flash signature emblem with the LED light up function, especially. So all this stuff we probably gonna see when we take a look at these pictures. Okay, let's dive in. Okay, so far so good, y'all. First image of Flash, look like he's running up, trying to look at the details of the costume. Details look good. Man's got muscular that you can see through the jumpsuit. In this particular picture, there's a couple of parts where it's buckling. Right here in the legs, there's some wrinkles in the crouch area, in the joints where the elbows are. They're not eyesores, I'll give them that. It doesn't look like anything bad. Most time, wrinkles in your clothing, especially where your clothes move, the buckling and stuff is natural. The thing with this superhero movie is most superhero movies, of course, that costume is almost skin tight. In the case of this one, I'm 90% sure that his costume is mostly digital, is mostly CGI. I have seen a couple of photos where there was an actual physical costume that Ezra Miller had on, some behind the scenes. So my guess is the CGI wasn't to solely create the costume, but it was probably to get rid of the wrinkles. This is something we've seen in the Spider-Man movies, the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, completely CGI, so there's no seams, no wrinkles. And we've seen this on a smaller scale with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show, where they had Falcon's Captain America costume. They did have a couple of spots where they used CGI to make the mask look more tighter, so there wasn't no openings when he was moving and whatnot. It looks like, which is the case with Spider-Man as well, that they just made the whole costume CGI to make it look skin tight all the time. That's just my guess, but I think I'm right on that one. Which brings us back to the figure. There's no CGI here, right? So there's gonna be wrinkles. The costume design itself, I'm looking at some other pictures. Dude, it's real beautiful. There's some real small detail in the suit. It's almost made to look like it's some kind of cyber, which probably means there's some science behind this suit. All the pictures so far that I'm seeing is actually showing the yellow glowing in the emblem. The circle part of the Flash emblem is glowing. Okay, here's a picture, a close-up of Ezra Miller's face. So here the suit looks beautiful, man. It's got a nice little shine to it. You can see the muscles through the costume. This is a portrait style photo, all upper chest. So man, this photo, so it looks like with him standing straight up, there's no wrinkles at all in the suit. The helmet, of course, just like in the movie, in the trailer, is of a different material. Dude, it looks real dope. It shines, but it also, just looking at this picture, look like there's some metallic specks in there as well. That's giving it a unique look all to its own. Now the actual Ezra Miller head sculpt, man, is perfect. It looks like him. You can see the imperfections in the skin. The eyes look super realistic, man. All this stuff that we're starting to become more and more accustomed with Hot Toys. Hot Toys has always been dope. It just seems like the last 3 years, they took a jump in quality when it comes to the head sculpts. And this one, just like the Michael Keaton from the same movie, the pictures that they revealed, it looks like a photo. All right, we got some more close-ups. Man, this is crazy. So far, the pictures haven't given us any details on, oh, okay, here's one. We got one without the mask. Again, the head sculpt is perfect. You got the sculpted hair, it looks great. Here, there's a plastic material around his neck, I guess simulating where the mask is coming off. So that's kind of interesting because so far in the pictures, the mask looked like a helmet. This kind of suggests that it comes off some kind of way. That's actually kind of interesting. Gives it another unique nature to that helmet, right? Like, is it a helmet? I'm still calling it a helmet, but it looked like it might just be a mask. I guess we'll see when the movie drops. Here's some other pictures. It looked like one of the accessories is the lightning around the arms and stuff. We saw the same thing with the McFarlane figures. I don't like them, y'all. I know I probably say that every time I talk about these kind of accessories. I just don't. I don't like the little lightning things. But when you're paying this much money for something, it's cool to have those accessories, and I'm sure there's people out there that do love them. They keep making them. All right, we do got a thing here saying that it features separate rolling eyeballs, just like the Keaton figures before this. In fact, a lot of the Batman figures and Justice League figures had the rolling eyes, so it seemed like they just stuck with that, which is cool. It's a feature that I love, but it's something that you gotta be careful of. My experience with the separate rolling eyeballs is I always have one eye pointed weirdly. Doesn't make me hate it. I love to be able to pose my figure the way I want to and have his eyes facing whatever direction. It just takes me a little time to get it right. I get it right, never touch it again. Okay, one thing we are getting from these figures is there's a lot of cool poses, man. He does have a lot of dynamic poses, focusing on the running, legs up, knees up, arms back. So it does look like, at least from these photos, that the posability is gonna be cool. All right, they got this thing saying newly developed body with LED light up function on chest. So they're actually showing this diagram where it's, I guess, simulating the see-through of the suit. And it looks like the light is built actually into the actual figure under the suit. There's a light on the chest. So that's why we're seeing the chest light up in all the photos. So that's cool. Again, sometimes I can be an unfun collectible. None of my stuff that lights up because the batteries don't last. And usually the button, the switch to turn on the lights is hidden. You got to unzip something, take something off to turn it on and off. It just ain't worth the trouble for me, but it's awesome that they have the option that it does it. Definitely for these kind of videos, man, it's cool to have it lit up, at least for that, or a photo session. I do photography, so those kind of features do come in handy for that. At least that one moment I'm taking pictures or videos of it. Again, it's cool to have it. If they told me that it costs $100 less to not put the feature in, I would definitely tell them not to, but I'm sure that's not the case. Okay, more shots with Ezra Miller with his mask off, man. Same thing, dude. The head sculpt is perfect. Okay, here we go. We got the Flash on the base. Still got him in kind of a dynamic pose on the base. Flash logo, looks like the base actually glows in a couple of areas. Very, very consistent with the Batman one that they revealed. Actually, I like it, man. It's pretty cool. Okay, here's another one with some new information. It has luminous reflective effect. Luminous reflective effect. Okay, so the picture is showing him glow. He's not glowing. So what it looks like is they got some kind of light on the side of him shining on him. Actually, they're showing a blue light that's shining on him, and the gold detail or the yellow detail on the suit is actually glowing, or looks like it's glowing. But what it looks like it is just it's reflecting. It's just reflecting that light. So that's cool too. So again, now that I can live with. That's something I don't have to flip a switch on to turn it on. That I can live with, man. And in the photo, it definitely looks dope. All right, here's the photo showing us everything that we got. So separate rolling eyes. Oh, it has additional visor accessory. Oh, okay. So I didn't see this in any of the other pictures, or maybe I missed it, but there's actually the mask with and without the visor. So you can actually add the little yellow visor over the eyes if you want to, or remove it. I didn't even notice that until we got here. So that's cool. It does says interchangeable lower faces, but they got two other faces blurred. So they're not revealing what the other faces look like, but they are letting us know that there's going to be interchangeable faces. Cool. It looks like we got 10 hands. 2 of the hands are ungloved. So that's cool, interesting, and different as well. Everything else we already went over. Newly developed body with LED light up, the base. Ooh, and here we go. We got the special edition bonus life-size, the Flash Signet ring. Okay, this is kind of dope, y'all. It's not telling me what it's made out of. Prototype showing, not final. Pending license. I can't tell what it's made out of though. Of course, it's got a metallic painting on it, a metallic finish, but that's not to say that it's made out of any kind of metal, or definitely they wouldn't make it out of gold. We ain't that lucky. Or maybe I should not say we're not lucky until I see the price, because the price might reflect, a gold ring. Yeah, not a lot of information, but the ring looks dope, man. It looks like the one from the trailer. Dude, I can definitely live with that. Okay, we got another photo that's showing everything. It also has a special edition life-size ring. This photo actually has the ring opening with the Flash suit under it. This is interesting, man. That'd actually make me not mad if it's not made of metal. If we get a ring, I mean, it would still be cool to have a metal ring or a gold ring that opens up like that. But come on, a product like that made of that would be, that's a whole nother price tag to itself, man. So I'm assuming that this is probably some kind of plastic piece of work. But with that being said, the fact that it opens up and reveals the suit is dope. if not something to wear. I do have large hands, so the chances of a one size fit all ring fit in my hand is probably not happening anyway. So this is something that I'll probably have on display, probably even with the figure, if not somewhere else in the house. So knowing that I'm gonna have it on display, I guess it really doesn't matter what it's made out of, man. This is cool, man, to have this sitting there, opened up, revealing the suit, dude. This is that's actually a nice little accessory, man. Man, that looks like it, y'all, man. The suit looks good, man. And cinematically, I mean, just talking about the suit design, I've talked about it with the McFarlane figure, both his figure and his statue. This one is yet again another good look at the costume. Again, this is probably even more accurate than those. The suit looks dope, man. This is a good superhero suit, man. They really found that sweet spot where they captured the look of the original comic book version of the Flash. They didn't give him completely yellow boots, but they gave him mostly yellow with some red highlights, which is cool. He got the thunderbolts for the belt. Doesn't come all the way to the front like the comic book does, but still, we get the idea. Lightning bolts on the forearm area, man, very, very comic book accurate. And the logo was plucked right out of the comic book, of course. And the mask, of course, definitely gives you the Flash feeling. Flash is one of the few characters that wears a mask like this that don't have the black makeup around his eyes, and the costume doesn't cover the nose area. It's like he's one of the few characters that even with a mask on, you can basically see who he is. Of course, in some of the later comic books with Wally West, he doesn't really have a secret identity. A lot of people know who he is. So, and of course, the TV show does that cool thing where he kind of vibrates a little bit, where you can't see exactly who he is when he's talking to people that he knows. I do like what they did with the lightning bolts on the ears. Is again upgrade. Everything is upgraded, which I guess is what you come to expect with these movies. But it really, really, really is reminiscent of the comic book version of the Flash. They updated it in a very, very respectful way, which is the departure from the Justice League version of the Flash, where the costume looked more armor-like, which we can still compare to the video game. A lot of people did compare it to the video game, which I do agree. But yo, for the Flash movie, I think it's good to have him look more like his comic book counterpart. So we in there, man. That's just the design of the suit. Again, I already said the toy is dope, at least from these pictures, man. It looks good. I'm definitely pre-ordering it. As of now, it's not up for pre-order. My guess is in the next few hours, definitely by the end of the day, it'll be for pre-order on all the main sites. I had pre-ordered the Flash from the Justice League movie when that was released a few years back. When the movie, the one that came out in the movie theater, the Joss Whedon one was released, man, it just didn't capture me. I'm a real big fan of Zack Snyder, so I did go and watch the movie. I felt like I got enjoyment from the movie, but when it comes to spending $250, on a figure, the movie just wasn't a good commercial for that. I actually pre-ordered it and canceled that pre-order. This one, I'm definitely getting, man. I'm grabbing this one. I like the figure. The difference between this one and the Justice League one is I like this figure with or without the movie. The last one I was collecting just off the basis of the movie and being a completionist. I already had the Batman figure. So the movie didn't do well, canceled the figure. This one right here, I actually like this costume design, man. So I'll probably hold on to this one. And from everything that we're hearing, the movie is not gonna suck. I've heard some people say it's the best superhero movie ever. I've heard some people say that it's not the best superhero ever, but still saying that the movie is dope. So at the very least, man, I'm expecting something that's gonna be entertaining and something that comic book heads are gonna like, especially fans of the Keaton films. Anyway, that's my review and look at least at the preview of the Flash figure that's dropping. My only complaint, I guess the only thing that resembles a complaint is just some of the wrinkles in the suit, but again, it's to be expected. We're living in a world where the physics of costume and clothing still applies even to our 1/6 scale figures, so I'm cool with it. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Leave me some comments, man. Is this something that you already pre-ordered? What do you think about the pictures? Are you grabbing it now, or are you gonna wait for the movie to be released next week? Leave me some comments, y'all. Let me know what you guys think. If you like my review, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. As always, I love you guys to death, and I'll check you out next time, all right?
Yo, let's take it back. Reminisce to a time when before I used a pen and pad to capture your mind with these rhymes. I devise with a wit that's hard to get unless you listen a bit. Listen to Wiz get sentimental over instrumental. The instrumental is essential to the lyrics I present you. Wiz who? The one from 9-6 that got a kiss from my favorite chick on the lips. It's official. Don't you wish you was me? I can see how that's an issue. As deep as can be, not to diss you. You can't beat me. Walk a mile in my shoes. You see, I got big feet. My Jordans, they don't fit you. That's the way I'm saying I'm gifted. Anything portrayed is better than Wiz. It just ain't in existence. Ain't in the business of listening to angry contenders who pray for resistance. We're staying consistent with spitting my